day where we will play this one twice. It is the good old Miramar.
The last one to be handed, and possibly, of course, 2 times to get yourself a chance. This one, a warm-up for many, and of course, the second one will be showing a lot more teamwork to be needed, as now we're heading off to a map that is extremely open. This is one of the most, if not the most open map in the entire lineup we have today. And again, anyone picking up on a Dragonov or 2, maybe the Car 98, will be having a blast.
It's going to be fun to see those long-range angles, and with a lot of those high-low ground differentiations to see where those early positions go. Of course, being this, like we said, map number 5, we've got one more edition of Miramar after this. It could be something where if you are one of those teams, just stake your claim on a location, build up an early game, but this is also where we start to add a dose of the chaos in, where a lot of those teams that are in the bottom 8 are just going to be like, we have to have a 20 to 30 point game if we want to come back. Let's go for it all. If we die swinging.
We die swinging, the mentality most should have. And taking a look at 4 Dogs, now they had an unfortunate run earlier. They were constantly running away from enemies. They couldn't find an opening to any type of frag and kill. So in the end, they ended up resorting to a bit more of peace, nicely sitting back, which ended up being the center of attention for everyone. And that's when they ended up being caught in the crossfire.
Unfortunately for them, I've been caught in the crossfire a lot today, it feels like. They've been just, okay, let's take a team fight, and then, oh no, third party. But guess who's fallen first? A member of Mira Gaming, Fakeson, is down.
Oh, well, that's a very early start here, and another one to follow. Tiny, that's a job done. Onto Typhon, as he will be catching a bit of strays in the line, like, now 4 Dogs still, we take a look at them, you know, we see a lot of teams spread out, but for a difference and a change of pace, Grove Street, right next to Mira, will be completely closed in on each other.
Interesting to get a look there of Project, because after 4 games, Project is second in terms of solo overall kills. So Grove Street has been off the back of him, utilizing them for all that early damage, but it's Mira that get a double knockdown to start this fight off.
Oh, that is definitely a lot better from earlier. If no one was here around for map 4, Mira ended up being the first team to be taken out within the first 3 minutes by the thanks, I do believe it was of Typhon or Empire. I can't necessarily get the name of it, but what matters is that they've changed it, and now they're bringing the heat to Grove Street.
Grove Street in this fight, it's an interesting one because we said complacency will kill you here in the overall standings. You need to be consistent. You need to have a really good game here for Fun FPS. Moving up the stairs will get dropped by none other than Seifu.
Ooh, Seifu bringing some heat back. Trying to melt him under this core that they're putting up, but Mira coming for a long way around it, going for flanks, going for ground, and most importantly, even and out the ground, Grove Street get a pickup. That's going to be one from Project, and right around the corner will be one of Mira's own players who isn't being fended off too nicely.
These are the 2 players you want in a clutch situation, though. You talk about Project with that kill, now tied for first on the overall kill leaderboard, and in this game has already dealt upwards of 200 damage. For Seifu, though, just such a good anchor, allows that resurrection to come through. Now Grove is 3 players strong, and Mira is sent scrambling.
Sent scrambling away into the dust with you. Now you're either going to have to give up everything you fought for and leave Kawan in the final 1v3 as he's taking shots, but that reveals his position, although it was well worth it, maybe a down. But in the end, Grove Street have wiped out Mira.
This just shows their fighting potential, and their ability to knock that crew down is just going to be so nice for that overall leaderboard. You talk about 2 teams that were literally right next to each other in terms of the 3rd and 4th seed. Grove Street needed those early kills, and that's going to bump them up to a guaranteed 39 points already. That's only 9 points behind the leader.
9 points alone? That's quite interesting, and well, taking a look at Samler, we're having a bit of a debut. Just having that RV on the standby, a bit of a drive, and flips all around as Nosferatu, blah, blah, blah. whatever that Vampire may bring, he definitely isn't having the best of driving skills to show for it. That's Fairy Tale. Why are always the people who end up winning the first eliminated?
I just don't know why, man. They have an unlucky start here to game number 5, and it came with a combination, it looked like, of trying to drive the car into somebody that just may have dropped a nade or something at their feet, but absolutely decimated them with the damage. So that's going to be another door opening. You talk about 4 teams like Chop Chins, Mira Gaming, who unfortunately did meet their doom already, and Grove Street. That is a possibility to now jump back to that number 1 position here in Game 5.
Miramar here definitely showing what of a difference, bad difference it is compared to Taigo, as now any gunfight is a fair man fight. And each game is each man's game currently. Typhon finishing off one, Storm on Request losing another. That's going to be one off the squad, making it into a trio, or maybe even less, depending on the previous encounters, as Typhon have now taken over the graveyard.
And it's kind of surprising turn of events for Storm on Request today. I mean, you go back to their group stages. Group stage number 1, they were able to drop 74 points, top the group. Group stage number 2, they were able to drop 80 points and top the group as well. Today, they sit at only 18 with only 2 games left to go.
Ooh, 7 Gaming playing a dangerous game. You could say Samler here don't even realize what's about to strike them down. Some shots there, a beautiful connect. Well, what matters is that Samler can now go back, heal up, get themselves shielded, and nicely know that someone is out on the lookout for them.
Always love those little hilly plays as 7 Gaming trying to shoot the either wheel or decoy, whatever it may be. For Xerath will head their way down the hill to regroup with the rest of the team, and Samler, another team that's just going to have to go explosive. You talk for that overall leaderboard. They're a team that you feel like would need to have another probably chicken dinner win here to put themselves back in the run.
Ooh. Trying to take her chances. 7 Gaming Purrs is looking for these long shots. And again, these are going to be very difficult to hit, especially when guarded by the metal sheets of a vehicle. Although nicely retreating, Samler, Hollow, nicely in a building, and everyone just resetting. Samler are looking to get back together while also having as much cover from these mountains and Alps as they possibly can.
Samler made it through in a 5th place position in that second set of group stages, dropping 38. Haven't had the day they've wanted so far, but you can never say never here in the grand finals. With 14 points, do need some kills to bolster their overall ranking. It is going to be interesting to see Savage here as well, a team that we haven't really called their name too much of this day.
Savage, they've had their moments, they've got their kills, but like you said, the name just really hasn't popped up in the top 5 just yet. Maybe their time is now. Maybe it's not, but it's only up to them to make that decision and make sure that it comes down to 100%. As now Patient, we take a look at Empire, who have had a loss of 1, but looking to maybe make that 1 loss into a strength of extra kills.
And Empire's been a really good team fight team, but another one that just has put themselves in awkward positions, pincer positions as well. Michael will try and send their way up to this high ground and gather the building, but I don't know that they know a constant foe is up here, and Tartantes.
Ooh, that's dangerous. Empire here, probably Honda Civic, just have it.
Oh.
And oh, Michael, we've seen this rocket do quite a lot of damage. Exactly on the pronunciation, it does deal quite a hefty burden onto 1, but bullets matter most as they deliver much more damage. There's a burst of them, and Michael will eat every single shot.
Had a nice little movement play to at least escape through the car there, and Empire at least able to trade 1 back. Tricks in the mix, playing the timing shot, and hits a headshot to open that one through. Ace 32 with the Hollow. Empire trades it back. It's just 1-for-1 trades all day. The difference being Empire has those players in resible positions.
Yes, they do, and they cannot afford to lose any more. That early loss has already been a great deficit, and now we need to make sure that whatever they come through makes it count. Tratantes are looking to make sure that whatever they are right now suffering through the damage that's been caused, they're doubling down on it. Michael falls. That rocket was all we got to see from him, sadly. But Tratantes are still holding strong, making sure to keep them hostage in this building. Any exit will be a death sentence, but fighting back, Saab takes the window shot and wins it.
That's what the P90 can do, that quick spray and pray from Shinboy will fall, so it's all down to Gustav. Through the door! It is over for Empire Gaming in game number 5. The bottom-ranked team of Trentates takes them down.
This might have been one of the final opportunities they could have gotten, and unless they have a pitch-perfect run in the next match, I'm sad to say, but that could have been the last opportunity here. Maybe not. It's too early to say for now, but Savage, like we said, we can take a look at them, just running about. They're enjoying their time, okay? They're just looting up, stacking, and once it gets to the final phase, the big battle, the civil war between them all, that's when they're gonna start packing some heat.
Savage, they're a team that, like we said, among a lot of those bottom 8 are gonna need that picture-perfect performance, that possible 30 game that everybody dreams of, and Ayagori, who have been very consistent throughout their time here today in the Plausible Gaming Championship Series, will get their way into the fight. We get our first look of the map, pulling very, very southern. Right now, the dust cloud of the sandstorm pretty much avoiding all of the action.
Avoiding every single piece of it they can, they're just nicely slipping through it, trying to be as slim as shady as they can. But currently, Barbarians, they're not doing anything of the like. They're going, they're shooting, and they're trying to take as much gunfights as they can. Seeing as they haven't gotten a single kill, they want to change it from a donut to at least that one.
Try and put the breadstick on the board, I usually say. Keep it with the food, and maybe even more after that. For Grove Street, they have been eating really well. You talk about that early game team fight against Mira Gaming. They're already at 39 points. They're approaching the gathering some extra replacement points as well. And you talk about a player like Project, who, like we said, is just popping off in terms of the damage.
He really has been a mechanically gifted player all around the globe. In the very first match, look, I hate constantly pushing it back to the first one, but Project absolutely outshone everyone. Under the pressure, he shone bright like a diamond he was made, and currently he's looking to keep up that performance, maybe mirror it onto a bit later. Currently these lifelines of maps have been passing through just like the time, but now a change of pace, and Barbarians, they're going for a deep dive right through the air.
That little reposition at the moment, and this can be dangerous. Alert everyone of where you're gonna go, but can also, if it pays off, get yourself into one of those power positions. This map especially is one where if you don't have your claws hooked into a late game zone position, you can really easily be taken out by some crossfire. And speaking of crossfire, Ombre down to 29 HP. There is just no safe position as Marvo cleans them up.
A single piece of it, and there is the finish from Chop Chins. All 4 players alive, wealthy and healthy. Now, it may have only been the beginning of the first kill, but better late than never, as now they also have the SLR and, of course, the M762 to pack a lot of long to mid-distance fights and win them out, because, again, this map is exactly what it says. It's long range, it's vast, open as much as it can be, and open opportunities as Grove will be taking one Project with another kill, but one of his comrades goes almost down as Seifu takes it in return.
Seifu just saved their teammate's life. Get you some teammates like Seifu that are able to put the body on the line, get the trades back, and took some early damage from that. Right now, Seifu leads the lobby tied in terms of kills with their own teammate in Project, and with the 335 damage also in first as well. That extra loot, you see the grab of up to 5 frag grenades. Just insanity as they swap off for some extra ammo.
Insanity indeed. Grove Street showing no mercy as the Viking will fall. Helmet knocked over, a bit of a tip from him, and that bullet piercing nicely as there are only 13 alive. We have lost 3 teams, and we are halfway through, which only means, at least mathematically, that in this final half, the second one of this match, it will absolutely kick off.
You want to know something crazy as well? Out of the 21 kills that have come through, a third of them, 7, are here on this Grove Street crew that, you know what, they're just continuing. At an 8th, why not, as they get another knock.
Oh, it just keeps on getting worse and worse and worse for dogs. Still, we talk about them. It's a round. We get to see a big fat nil on their name. But now going towards this mid side of the map, right on the edge of the zone, on the skips outside, and looking to claim anyone, they will be approaching 7 Gaming in just a few steps.
Could be a good battle. 4 Dogs are looking for that isolated fight. More importantly, you don't want to take a fight this late where everybody else is going to be able to hear it and jump on top of you. That's been their problem in games past. They've waited too long. But for High, it's me, Soda. There's only one chance for them to earn some points, and it is all on them. The Mini 14 with an 8x is a good way to do it, but one misstep will alert Nosferatu of your position.
Oh, it's going to be a mistake. And look at the final one. Hit me Soda. The final one to stand for Barbarians, and the last one to maybe carry them to my extra points. Sneaking out one of the players, Nosferatu, right in the line of sight of him. But it's just like a hunter waiting for his prey to step into his trap, and currently playing the save game behind the truck, the Humvee, and nicely making sure that no one interrupts him while doing so, and trying to finalize a couple of steps in the right direction of opening up the first kill for Barbarians. But maybe the prey has just escaped.
I do wonder if maybe Storm on Request sniffed it out just because, oh no, there's a random Humvee in the desert. Surely a player's not going to be behind that, right? I think Nosferatu's a little smarter than that. Storm on Request is down to only that 3-player margin, though, after taking an early fight. For MFP Clan, they are just bunkering down, sitting on the outside of the zone, hoping to keep some teams, as Nosferatu chose a different direction, but still gets a kill.
It's a kill indeed. And look at this Storm, as I believe it's about to claim many. We saw TBA outside of it. We see Grove Street fighting against Storm on Request, as one of the players will be down. You already lost one in the present, and you're about to lose many more in the future, as we can already see in it. Storm on Request finished one from TBA. That will be a good return of shots, but many more need to be requested and delivered if you want to save that third.
And Storm on Request only sitting at 18 points entering today's match number 5. So they really need to find that consistency they found in the early rounds of the Plausible Gaming Championship Series, and they're only down to 2 members. GT able to heal back up after that res, so now back up to 3 as Nosferatu gets bombarded with shots.
Oh, it's simply not enough. Barbarians, they want more. The final player, like we said, it's a one-man army and brings entirety. Just one off of gun. Carrying it on the shoulders, Secret Sins will lose a down and maybe even his life, as our Gary returned one from Samler, and they have an exchange. Retaliations look to become the worst enemies, and Secret Sins will officially be taken out. Same story goes for Rolf, and the lead now for Dogs will be opening up their own kill onto the side of 7, but Barbarians finished off by Storm on Request, while also one of their players being downed out.
Nosferatu, that Storm eventually takes them down, and honestly, it's 7 Gaming that's losing some members. 4 Dogs are having one heck of a match number 5 here for themselves, but as that Storm starts to eat away at the health bars, it'll push these teams closer together. 12 teams alive with 35 players in total. The math isn't too good for having a full team right now.
Oh, the Storm is beginning to brew. But that's only the beginning of it, because it's about to end, thanks to Typhoon, and thanks for 4 Dogs, who are having an extreme battle, a duking out between the side of 7 Gaming and themselves. Right now, 1 for each, 2 maybe. They all begin to fall, and right now, rumbling down, we can feel the ground shaking, and we can see that 4 Dogs has officially eliminated 7 Gaming.
Seven Gaming was right there in the overall leaderboard, but we said it, if you're under 5th at this moment and you drop the ball in this game, it could be your last! Carrick misses the noggin that was peeking just the eyelids over that rock. And for 4Dogs, they are starting to rip. TBA lose another player, long-range shots coming through here, but swaps to the AUG, hits the deck here, as Grove is just finishing off some kills, and you know what, killing one of their own too.
Sink them down like they've begun. Now Chop Chin are making a second run as Psychog will be falling to their hands, and their name all across the kill feed as an extra bit of KDA now being risen. And ultimately, right now, you can only imagine how strong the side of 4Dogs have gotten. It's been down to the wire for them for many rounds, but they've stepped down on the position. They've said enough is enough, and they've started fighting it back and against anyone who has given them trouble in the past.
This position from Chopchins as well, you get to go from kind of a high-low play, utilizing all of the kind of vision, providing yourself almost a UAV in terms of the coverage over the map. For MFB, they are still fighting. They hooked themselves into one of those buildings and didn't give it up. They played the edge perfectly, and now they're getting rewarded with some huge kills.
Huge kills indeed. Chopchins up top. 4 players still remain, and 26 players alive, which only means one thing, that right now a lot of teams are down to their final pieces of hope and wonder, maybe dreams. But dreams most of the time only stay as they are. One of the players from Groove, I don't think that's going to be a pickup. It's too risky, and no one should go for it, as the entirety of this ground and section is being covered from above. The Typhoon coming around, trying to fit the job onto the side, and then MFB. Now they get it down, they get a second to follow, and one more to finish the job. Typhoon are absolutely merciless and going for the finish.
Carrick with the unique choice of weaponry in the Ace 32, able to get the long-range shots and put the pepper in. Assault, though, in terms of the nades on top, Tratante is a team that entered into this one last place in the overall standings, are firing back, are saying we're gonna go out swinging, we're gonna have that mentality, and they have gained the ultimate high ground.
The ultimate indeed. You have the high ground, maybe you do, but Tratantes are now moving down a bit, trying to get on that horizontal. I don't think will be in their mindset nor plan. So now, right now, just keeping it down to the blueprint alone, seeing what ideas tend to work out, and shooting their bullets all across the field, taking initiation with the majority of the teams that stand here in the current area that they're surrounding. Tratantes, they take a fall. That's 2. MFP is eliminated at number 10, and now down to 9, now down to 8, as Chopchins will be delivering 1 extra, taking up the scythe and acting as the Grim Reaper.
I mean, that was unfortunate. That high ground was beautiful, but unfortunately kept both of those teams in the storm, and Typhon's not done. Chopchins are going to get 2 downed already. Sam Crow involved in the fight along with Karak. They're going to back up to safety now. Low HP bars and back to the smoke. There is a member of Grove Street that could ruin their plan on the low ground too.
It could. Everyone having a feel of that stagger. Oh, the sword comes off to one of the players from Chopchins, desperately needing any player you can muster up for these final few minutes. As again, Typhon laying behind cars, trying to impact the current situation as much as they can. But 4Dogs have been so influential that they have already gotten 6 kills, 2 between each of the players that currently stand. And Samler could be another possible, I mean, even potential victim to it. That's a finish onto Chopchins. Typhoon get 2, and I believe that will be team wiped in just any second. Alongside Sandler, right now stuck in a corner, taking it up top, and that's a finish onto Chopchins. But in the meanwhile, Savage also appear on the board.
Savage are fighting. I love it. This is what we talked about. Every one of these 16 teams earned their spot in the final here. Samler gonna fall at 7th, and all I'm thinking of right now is how long can Grove Street survive? If they've still got 1 member left to go, they already had, what, 7 kills to enter this Phase 6 zone. The longer they survive, the more they earn. With both Mira and Chopchins out of this game already, that could be the difference maker for them to jump to overall first.
Look at this. Typhon 1, Grove with 1, Storm on request with 1, and 4Dogs with 3 players, maybe more. Savage 2 closing in Gary with a similar situation. Savage are rocking every single player still alive and looking to close down on the final. They might not have been aggressive throughout the mid and early game, but right now they're looking to pack everything out in a short burst of energy. The nade goes, but so does the peak. One falls, our Gary claims. It may not be a finish. It's a 1-for-1, and a refrag game is something you cannot afford, our Gary.
Just gonna go for the safe play. Hit the res. Make sure you get both those two teammates back. Typhon Gaming will fall in the worst way possible to the Storm. Final member fighting shadows there and couldn't find a safe place. But Savage, they've still got the healthiest team out of anybody. Those nades are gonna be deadly. Through the window, through the trees. Ayo, Gary falls.
Hey, oh, Gary goes! Savage with 2 downs. And if anyone finds out about it, they're definitely going to be just, rubbing their hands like an evil cartoon villain trying to take care of that advantage. Sitting behind the tractor, 4 dogs with 3, and yet again 8 kills is going to be phenomenal. But take a look at the top. Storm AutoCrest 1, Grove 1, 4 dogs 3, Savage 2 with 2 downs. This is about to come down to chaos.
And interestingly enough, there are 3 teams currently in the bottom 8. 4 Dogs, Storm on Request, and Savage. There is only 1 team in the top 8 of the leaderboard, and that is Grove Street. The longer they survive, the more likely they are to jump everybody else here with this game performance. But everybody else, as we said, not out of it, as Savage is going to take the final kill on Kadal. Bye-bye to the Storm.
Mattered most when it was needed. Kadal could not prevail, and sadly it ended up being the final one, the final word he could have spoken behind that brick wall as he was taken out. Now shots onto Groove. I'm imagining there is going to be the temper just knowing that you cannot find a comfortable spot out of it. 3 to 4 dogs, 4 to Savage, and it's going to be down to a team fight, the final one between the two, unless the final player of Groove can just get that little pixel, that crack in the armor between these two while they're fighting.
I mean, the problem for Vazo, they're just in, like, no man's land. There might be a hay bale or two, but some nades could definitely send that position awry. However, for 4 dogs and the rest of the crew, it's do you want to focus on the solo or do you want to focus on the full team standing straight across from you in Savage? It's going to be a good one entering Phase 7, and we'll get to see this rotation from Vazo.
We're about to see it. Oh, Vazo, he's going in for it. Balls to the walls. Oh. He's shooting a shot through the hay bale, and there comes the car for a drive-by. He's exposed completely and finished out. Grove Street has been eliminated as the number 3 team to remain. But Savage have found themselves a kill onto 4 dogs. They're looking for extra ones, and it's almost a down. Just a second out of it. The lane will be your only saving grace, and currently finding one of your teammates. You're fighting back against it. Oh, those bullets. You need to preserve them. 20 more. Can you hit? No, you can't. Because before the thought comes around, you're down 6 foot under, and Savage will be taking map number 5.
And honestly, they were helped out by Grove Street, the member that was fallen and...